That honestly, I covered that video last week, and I'm actually more angry about it today. Oh, is there an oligarchy forming in the United States? Wasn't a problem when you were benefiting from it, but on your way out, you're going to condemn it, right? Anyway, so Democrats have taken more money from billionaires in this past election cycle than the GOP has.
In this video, Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks says the quiet part the Democrats won't say out loud. Ana Kasparian points out that the Democrats are fine with being bribed as long as it's from good billionaires deemed acceptable by them. With that, let's watch Ana Kasparian continue her rampage while she points out more hypocrisy from the Democrat Party.
There are a lot of good billionaires out there that have been with Democrats who share our values, and we will take their money, but we're not taking money from those bad billionaires.
That was Ken Martin, who's one of the candidates to chair the Democratic National Committee. And he says that billionaires are very bad unless they're bribing us. Okay, the Democrats. So this is during the Politico Forum, and during the Politico Forum, candidates for the DNC chair reacted to now former President Joe Biden's farewell address, warning about an oligarchy forming in the US. Take a look.
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. The dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead. People should be able to make as much as they can, but play by the same rules, pay their fair share of taxes. So much is at stake.
Is it? Is it? That honestly, I covered that video last week, and I'm actually more angry about it today. Oh, is there an oligarchy forming in the United States? Wasn't a problem when you were benefiting from it, but on your way out, you're going to condemn it, right? Anyway, so Democrats have taken more money from billionaires in this past election cycle than the GOP has, and that's why it's frustrating hearing Biden talk about this now or talk about it on his way out when it's been an issue impacting both political parties for some time now. Harris backed by 8.4 times.
You know, I said this throughout the election cycle that Kamala Harris, obviously see on the screen here, backed by 8.4 times more dark money than Trump. However, she also dwarfed him in the number of billionaires that were contributing to her campaign. This is the party that tells us all the time that billionaires are evil. The hypocrisy just never ends with these people. And when that DNC chair said, we'll take money from good billionaires that share our values, which I hear that all the time from Democrats, share our values. I have no idea what their values are, and I don't really think they know either. But in their eyes, there's only one quote unquote bad billionaire, right? It's Elon Musk. And I don't buy for a second if a billionaire comes to the DNC or to a candidate or to anyone on the left that they won't accept their money unless they're making money, I don't know, exploiting child labor or something. These are politicians. It happens on both sides of the aisle. I'm not naive to that. And Anna makes a good point. Biden's fine to placate the billionaires when he's in office. But the second Elon Musk supports Donald Trump, who, by the way, the Democrats let go. He was a Democrat, but he saw how bananas they were going. And just like many others, like Anna, woke up to the fact that they're crazy and moved over to the right. Not that Anna has. I wouldn't say there's just been an oligarchy in the United States. Hasn't there been an oligarchy in the world? I mean, they're fine with George Soros being an oligarch, but because he wants to advance all of their ways to destroy the United States. So that was fine. But now a billionaire comes in there that wants to actually affect change, affect real change, and cut spending. He's a monster now. I think I've said it on here before. If Elon Musk crosses some line that starts to affect the American people, I'll be the first to point it out. But as of right now, his ideas and his support for Donald Trump have been great, in my opinion. And let me know in the comments, it's definitely possible that I'm too biased to see clearly on this. Maybe there are problems with it, even if you're a conservative, but let me know if you agree or disagree. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Times more dark money than Trump. Super PACs supporting Harris have raised at least $195.8 million from dark money groups this election cycle, while those backing Trump have raised at least $23.2 million, according to a sludge analysis of Federal Election Commission data.
I mean, that may be a small portion of the total money. I'm assuming it's wrong on both sides.
It's dark money. It's the dark money.
Sure, dark money organizations, I guess. If we're talking about billionaire influence, obviously, I mean, they counted like $20 billion for Trump right there. I mean,
Trump has billionaires.
Elon Musk put more than 10 times that himself individually. There are other billionaires that did, and I'm sure Harris also got a lot more than is in those numbers.
Yeah,
but
John, both parties are corrupt as F, okay? Like they're super corrupt, both of them, okay? So Democrats have no leg to stand on this issue, and yes, Republicans are corrupt, they've been corrupt, it's a huge issue. I mean, Donald Trump is surrounded by billionaire tech bros who he's now siding with on policies that he previously was not in favor of.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. That's a huge problem. But anyway, in regard to money in politics overall, not just dark money, Democrats massively outraised Republicans as well. We've talked about that multiple times on the show. The Democrats, their allied super PACs and other groups raised about $2.9 billion versus about $1.8 billion for the Republicans. And looking specifically at billionaires, Forbes noted that 83 billionaires, 2 of which are centrobillionaires who are worth more than $100 billion backed Harris during the 2024 election, compared to the 53 who endorsed Donald Trump. Okay, so that's kind of that's like the field, who's supporting who. You know, when it comes to the dark money donors that jump out on this list, you have, oh, interesting, Rick Caruso, a former Republican, actually contributed heavily to the Harris campaign.
Look, I agree that both parties are corrupt. Politicians are corrupt. It's just how it is. I think the Young Turks all the time talk about getting money out of politics. I'd like to do that too. And I don't think there's a rational person that doesn't think that's a pretty good idea, to not be influenced and being able to pay for favors with a candidate for any seat, you know? But did you notice what this douche sitting next to her said? Right away, he started trying to like excuse away the point Anna was making about the Democrats' hypocrisy of just accepting boatloads of dark money, billionaire money, super PAC money, and she cut him off pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I don't think money in politics is going anywhere anytime soon. And it makes me sad to say, but unfortunately, I think it's a reality. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
So did George Soros, Reid Hoffman, who we talked about. And so it's an issue on both sides. Now, even if these billionaires are considered good, which like what does that mean, right? Like, so you have this.
Yeah, which ones are good and which are bad?
The ones, like, that's the whole thing. If you're funding the Democrats, you're considered a good billionaire, according to Ken Martin. Again, a contender to lead the DNC. And Jacobin pointed out that 2 of Harris's biggest donors, Bill Gates and Airbnb founder Joe Gebbia, recently turned on the Democratic Party and are now very much in favor of Donald Trump. So Bill Gates stated after a visit to Mar-a-Lago, I felt like Trump was, you know, energized and looking forward to helping to drive innovation. You know, I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up. These people don't have any values. These people want cookies from the politicians in power. There's a Republican in power, they will kiss the ring because they want the cookies.
100%.
That's all this is. It's gross.
Yeah, that was funny. It's also deeply embarrassing for Bill Gates. In particular, Bill Gates is a guy who would, I'm sure he thinks of himself as a good billionaire or whatever. He's done some good things around the world or whatever. I don't personally think a good billionaire is even possible. I think.
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
They're at best case scenario, lesser evil billionaires. But I also love the way he talked about Trump there. Was like he met with like an unruly kid and he was like, you know, he was energized this time and he showed interest in what I was talking about. Like that's how he talked about the most powerful person in the world. Yeah,
if you're kissing his ass because you want favorable policies from the Trump administration, he's gonna listen. He likes to have his ass kissed.
Yeah.
Like he's a ham. Like the one thing I'll say about Trump, I have a lot of things to say about Trump, but he's the biggest ham of all time. Like he wants, no, but it is true. Like he wants people to adore him. He craves it, he wants it. So if you're being complimentary to him, of course he's gonna be engaged. You're complimenting him. Yeah. But look, I see the whole good versus bad billionaire thing as bad framing, because it's not about their morality, okay? It's about appealing to power to get, favors in return. So,
yeah, that's exactly right. The whole good billionaire, bad billionaire thing is such a dumb statement on its face because, like they kind of alluded to, what makes a good billionaire versus a bad billionaire. But we all know exactly what they're saying. They're saying if you support the left, then you're a good billionaire. If you don't, you're a bad billionaire. But like I say, if Elon Musk, the poster child for the left for bad billionaire, tomorrow said, I want to give you guys, however much money, they'd take it in a heartbeat. So no one is buying their moral superiority anymore. And I was aware that Bill Gates had met with Trump and suddenly changed his tune, but he's a real snake, and I pray that he has zero influence over Trump's administration, because I can think of every major issue in the past 10 years, he's taken the opposite position than I did, and I'd say the majority of the Republican Party. I think he genuinely has a globalist agenda. Conspiracy theory. I think it's pretty evident. But we want to hear from you. What do you all think about the good versus bad billionaire conversation by the Dems? Let us know. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.